How is it going, guys? Welcome back to United Fox TV 876. Now, at this time, we're all well aware of the latest news regarding Manchester United. And I know a lot of us are displeased with it, but I'm going to just give my viewpoint and to just also bring the facts to you. Alright, so at this time, like, share, and subscribe. We're getting into it, guys. Let's go. Alright, guys, so by now, we are all aware of what is happening regarding the takeover of Manchester United. So, first of which, we're going to speak about the Qataris, which I would believe are most of the fans' preferred new owners to the club, right? So, clearly, guys, at this point, that's not the case. The case that we're having here is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the preferred bidder, and his bid of purchasing 25%, right, of stakes which the Glazers owns is what will be processed and which is the bid that is accepted. So it says here on Fabrizio Romano's Instagram, Twitter, all the credible outlets. You can even go on the Sky Sports website, YouTube page, you name the sources, guys. And what I'm reading from Fabrizio here, it says Qatari's Sheikh Jassim will not buy Manchester United, but this was his formal proposal, right? So it is total investment close to 8 billion, which is the immediate package, right? More than 6 billion as part of the final bid to the Glazers. Also, fully cash bid, all clearing old debt, with a zero new debt, and for 100% of the club with the Glazers to leave, right? Jassim was the only bidder who has offered to buy 100% of the club, right? And not minority stake, which was the accepted bid, right? Now, also, it says here 1.5 billion to be invested right after the takeover into the club to finance key activities for United, which would have included new stadium plans for Man United's future, new training facilities for the first team, right? Also, city and community regeneration, new projects. Also, new signings on the transfer market in 2024, right? So, we saw the clear indication here, as it states here, as to what the Qataris had intended to do if they were the successful bidders of the club. However, on the flip side here, as you can see on the thumbnail and the title, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's deal, which is Manchester United's board will vote now, or they already have voted, right? Now, what is the next step for Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% of the club? Now, right, it says here, guys, that Ratcliffe is expected to buy 25% minority stake of Manchester United in the next days, but he will take full control of football operations as part of the potential deal, right? Also, it means that new co-owner will be able to decide on manager, director of football, and similar positions. So here what it is saying is that because Sir Jim Ratcliffe has now purchased the 25%, which is a big portion of what the Glazers own, guys, he has say and he now has control as to decision making moving forward with the club, right? Personally, I think that it is good that he will take over decision making because the Glazers' decisions thus far have not been beneficial for the club and for the fans. However, a lot of fans would have preferred, of course, the Qataris to come in because we would be debt free, all right? We would have gotten instant investment for the resources of the club. So I would think that myself, along with a lot of you guys watching, would prefer the Qataris to take over. Let me just get into my opinion just for a moment, guys. So I am saying that I am displeased with the fact that the Glazers chose Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And this is because, remember guys, we have to remember this is a business strategy that the Glazers has just conducted with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And I am saying to myself, sitting here, alright, is it that the Glazers have a next scheme up their sleeve? Because we know that they're all about making the money and all about rinsing as much money out of Manchester United as possible. And let us also remember, Manchester United is their most lucrative and profitable business. Despite us being in debt, let us not turn a blind eye to Manchester United being their biggest earner, right? So for me, when I took all of those things into consideration, seeing that they rather to take the 25 stakes being bought out, I was saying, what if the investment that Sir Jim Ratcliffe makes, what if in the future the Glazers sees another opportunity and gets him out the club? That's what I'm thinking about, right? And you could have watched all the other fan channels, not going to call specifics, guys, and the argument was anybody who sat in bed with the Glazers, they are part of the problem. I don't disagree with that, right? However, we still have to look at things as it stands, right? Let us be insightful and let us be, is the word, hopeful that if Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes in and he takes control and all of those nice stuff, is he going to make the club better? Now we can use an example as to what we can or may expect from Sir Jim Ratcliffe is that he owns Nice, and it is arguable that Nice has not been run as a top club, in my opinion, right? However, in their first season at Nice, they finished 5th. Then they finished 9th in their second season. Then in the third season, they finished 5th again. And currently they're second on the table, right? And I think this summer window, Nice spent the most they have spent. So again, Manchester United fans, with the Qataris in place, we would have seen instant spending, instant investment. But what I look at this Ratcliffe deal as, if he has good intentions with the club, we will see a gradual sort of investment or improvement in how things are. Let's hope that's how it will be. But as it stands, I am displeased with the decision that was made because, again, the Glazers still have somewhat of an input. Remember, ultimate decision will be Sir Jim Ratcliffe when he takes the 25%. However, the Glazers still have somewhat of a say in things, right? And the mere fact that they're still a part of the project is an issue for me, right? So, yeah, that's that. Now, moving forward, I hope that when Sir Jim Ratcliffe takes control over the footballing decisions and so on and so forth, guys, I hope that he will get in a proper director of football, because it says here, I'm going to play the clip for you in just a moment, that Sky Sports did on YouTube, right? So it's right there.
Jim Ratcliffe clear to purchase 25% of the club. Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, has been across the developments. So how close is Sir Jim Ratcliffe to this minority stake he wants?
Well, I think it could all be sorted by Thursday. That's when there's going to be a board meeting at Manchester United. And that could end up with this proposed deal being ratified. And I think what would then happen is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe would have operational control as far as football matters are concerned.
Cool. Now that you've watched that clip, guys, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, this Thursday, when he gets control over the footballing activities, guys, I believe he's going to implement various positions in order to improve our quality on the pitch. So, director of football, he has the authority to sack Ten Hag if that is what he wishes to do, right? And he has the authority to sanction signings and so on and so forth. So I want to see as to what are the steps he will take as our possible new owner, as to how he will implement these stuff in the club and what sort of feedback he will receive. When I say feedback, I don't literally mean from the fans, but I mean in terms of how these decisions that he made will impact the club. So, yeah, I am curious to see how this will pan out, and this is all we as Manchester United fans have to do at this point in time, ladies and gents, because I have seen a lot of fans displeased and they're ranting and they're upset, but that is not going to help our case, guys. Us as fans, it's clear as day that we have no control over things like these for the club. We have no direct impact because we've seen it. We have rioted, we have protested, all of those stuff, guys, and it didn't really help the case. Remember, guys, we had banners and posters, and we even allowed a game to be postponed, and after that we got smashed, right? It didn't help. So it goes to show that, guys, at the end of the day, we just have to watch from a distance as to how the club will operate, right? Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to be our new owner, guys, whether we like it or not. So what we have to do is to hope for the best and hope that he has the good decision making that the Glazers don't have. Alright? That's my say on the takeover news, guys. I hope my video is insightful for you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in our next video. Thank you.